everyone, welcome back to another video. So this is another video in my Italian series. I'm sitting here, it's about 11:30 in the morning and I'm drinking my little Italian espresso. Very fitting for today's video. So as you guys know, if you've seen my previous Italy series videos, I've been talking about like cultural differences between Italy and Australia and been kind of like explaining them as I've been going, because they're things that I've either learnt from Italians or I've been curious and asked someone about it and had them explain to me. So there's a lot of the things that I really do understand now about Italian culture, or not necessarily even culture, but just things that happen in Italy that are different to Australia. I wanted to talk about today things that are different in Italy that I maybe still don't understand, because there are quite a few things that happen on a day-to-day basis that I still don't really understand and are still very confusing to me. Yeah, let's just get straight into the video. So the first thing I'm going to talk about, and it's probably the most universally recognized and obvious, because you hear a lot of things about driving in Europe and driving in Italy and how there's not really any rules. And I think for a lot of people, they just think it's a stereotype or something, or maybe it's not true. Like, of course they're gonna have rules, but even though they do exist, like even though there are road rules, people just don't usually follow them. Like every time I've had an experience, I haven't actually driven myself in Italy yet, but whenever I'm in the car with someone, it's just like free for all, do whatever you want. Like, especially if it's not on a main highway or something, like everyone is just going wherever they want. Like there's not really any clear distinct lanes that you drive in. It's just like you just go up beside someone and like overtake them, or you can like cut people off, or like even traffic lights, half the time they're not even on and you just like go whenever you want. It's really scary. It's a really kind of scary experience driving in Italy, and it's made me like a little bit scared to actually drive myself, even though I want to. And they have like those little cute smart cars that you can hire. I really want to have a go, but I'm just so nervous because of the experiences I've had in cars with people driving. I don't know how they feel safe. I don't know how they kind of navigate where they're going. Like, it's just so stressful. Like even just normal driving on, you know, a back street or like a road that's not a main highway or something. It's so scary. You'll often see, I think I mentioned in my last video the thing about like pedestrian crossings. Cars won't really stop for you unless you just like start going and they see you and then they stop as they're coming up to the pedestrian crossing. But a lot of the times, like yesterday I saw this when we were coming back from Bologna, this woman was on her bike and she was crossing at a pedestrian crossing, and we had just kind of pulled up as she was starting to get really angry at this person in the car. And I think they were talking about, because I think the car nearly ran into her because they didn't stop in time for her or something, or they didn't brake hard enough and she thought she was going to get hit by the car. I often see instances like that on roads in Italy where like someone's getting angry that's trying to cross the road, or them not like stopping for them in time. So that's just something that I don't really understand. There's still like no clear distinct rules that I can recognize, coming from Australia where everything's so strict and there's police everywhere. Like if you break a road rule, chances are that you're going to get caught for it and you're going to get in serious trouble. But everything in Italy is completely different, and that's one thing that I still don't understand, is like road rules in Italy. So the second thing, and I don't know if this is because I just live on a main street that I notice it more, but there's ambulances that drive past, I'm not joking, every 2 minutes. I don't know why people hurt themselves so much in Italy or what's going on, if they're just like calling for trivial things. Like I know that happens a lot in Australia, that people are calling for weird things, because my uncle used to be an ambulance officer and he would often tell us stories about people that would ring up if they had like a headache or something really minor happened to them, or they couldn't sleep or something like that. I don't know if that's the same in Italy. I'm sure if I spoke to someone who worked as an ambulance officer or a paramedic that they might be able to answer this for me. But I hear ambulances an alarmingly no pun intended, an alarmingly high amount on my street. And I'm not really sure why, but I'm just grateful that I have semi-soundproof windows that I don't hear them for as loud as they are. And I still don't understand why there's so many ambulances all the time, but if anyone can answer that for me, I would really appreciate it. Another thing that I still don't really understand is Ferragosto. So basically it's like the Italian holiday in August, where basically for the entire month certain shops won't be open at all. Like, I somewhat understand this because August is the time where a lot of people go on holidays and they'll go and like see their families, have a break from work, etc, etc. And pretty much everything except for like the shops near the city center, like near Duomo, pretty much everything's closed. Pretty much everything on my street is closed during August. Luckily, I wasn't really here for a lot of it because I was traveling during summer, but Milan is like a ghost town in August. No one's here. Everyone goes away for the summer to go to the south to see their families, because in Italy, well, in Milan, there's a lot of people, a lot of students that come here to study, but originally they're from the south. Milan is known as being like one of the main industrial capital of Italy, so everyone comes here for like more opportunities for work and things like that. So a lot of those students will have like their exam break in that time, so they'll be down in the south with their family celebrating Ferragosto, and they have like a big kind of lunch thing that they put on for everyone, and they dance and do things like that. So yeah, it's a whole thing here in Italy, and I think it's actually really nice for people to all get together and have holidays and everyone's off at the same time. But I don't understand why it's in August. I think that's the bit that I'm most confused about. The last thing I'm going to talk about for this video is ordering in bars. This isn't the case at every single bar you'll go to, but in a lot of the bars, it's still so confusing. Like yesterday I was going to Bologna and we walked into this bar for a coffee and breakfast in the morning. Usually you have to tell two people what you're getting. So you'll go up and order your coffee or breakfast or whatever you want to get, and you'll get your receipt and you'll have to take it over to the person who's actually making the coffees. Tell them again like what you ordered. A lot of the time there's no line at all. Like there might be a line for going up to get your receipt and paying, but then you have to take your receipt over, and then it's just like, and it's just kind of free for all. Like you have to quickly show your receipt. No one really waits in line. It's just kind of like first in, best dressed, first in, first served kind of thing, which I still don't understand. Like it doesn't really make sense at all. But yeah, this video was just meant to be a bit of fun. And I'd be curious to know some of the answers to these things, if anyone actually knows the answer. But yeah, thanks for watching this video. I'll be coming at you with another one very, very soon. So make sure to subscribe, give this video a like if you liked it, and I'll see you very soon in my next one. Bye guys.